When you wake in the morning, before the world tells you who you are, before the noise of judgment and expectation fills your ears, remember this: you are worthy of a love so deep, so honest, so unapologetic, that it begins with yourself. Love yourself like you deserve to be loved, not with conditions, not with hesitation, not only on the days when your hair is perfect, your words flow with ease, or your smile hides the heaviness of yesterday, but on the days when the mirror seems unkind, when your spirit feels tired, when your heart doubts its own rhythm. To love yourself is not arrogance. It is survival. It is the declaration that you are more than what the world demands of you. It is the gentle whisper in your soul that says, I am here, I am whole, I am enough. Think of how you long to be loved by others, with patience, with forgiveness, with a tenderness that sees beyond your scars. Give that to yourself first. Wrap your arms around your own flaws, not to excuse them, but to understand them. Forgive yourself for the times you stumbled, for the moments you thought you were less than you are, because even in the stumble you were moving forward. Even in the doubt you were learning courage. Loving yourself is not waiting for someone to hand you validation. It is standing tall in the truth that you carry a light no one else can dim. It is the courage to walk away from what harms you, even if it means walking alone for a while. It is the grace to know that your worth does not shrink or swell according to who applauds you. There is a power in this kind of love. It strengthens your back when the world tries to bend it. It steadies your voice when fear tries to silence it. It lifts your chin when shame whispers lies in your ear. So live in such a way that your reflection becomes your ally, not your enemy. Speak to yourself with the same kindness you reserve for those you cherish. And when you rise each day, remember, you are deserving of a love fierce enough to carry you through storms and gentle enough to let you rest in peace. That love, dear soul, begins with you. When you wake in the morning, before the world tells you who you are, before the noise of judgment and expectation fills your ears, remember this: you are worthy of a love so deep, so honest, so unapologetic, that it begins with yourself. Love yourself like you deserve to be loved, not with conditions, not with hesitation. Not only on the days when your hair is perfect, your words flow with ease, or your smile hides the heaviness of yesterday, but on the days when the mirror seems unkind, when your spirit feels tired, when your heart doubts its own rhythm. To love yourself is not arrogance. It is survival. It is the declaration that you are more than what the world demands of you. It is the gentle whisper in your soul that says, I am here, I am whole, I am enough. Think of how you long to be loved by others, with patience, with forgiveness, with a tenderness that sees beyond your scars. Give that to yourself first. Wrap your arms around your own flaws, not to excuse them, but to understand them. Forgive yourself for the times you stumbled, for the moments you thought you were less than you are, because even in the stumble you were moving forward. Even in the doubt you were learning courage. Loving yourself is not waiting for someone to hand you validation. It is standing tall in the truth that you carry a light no one else can dim. It is the courage to walk away from what harms you, even if it means walking alone for a while. It is the grace to know that your worth does not shrink or swell according to who applauds you. There is a power in this kind of love. It strengthens your back when the world tries to bend it. It steadies your voice when fear tries to silence it. It lifts your chin when shame whispers lies in your ear. So live in such a way that your reflection becomes your ally, not your enemy. Speak to yourself with the same kindness you reserve for those you cherish. And when you rise each day, remember, you are deserving of a love fierce enough to carry you through storms and gentle enough to let you rest in peace. That love, dear soul, begins with you. The world will try to tell you to wait for love. It will try to convince you that your wholeness is locked inside someone else's arms, someone else's approval, someone else's applause. But let me tell you this: there is no freedom more profound than discovering that the love you long for has been waiting inside you all along. It is not hidden. It is not scarce. It is not fragile. It is alive in every breath you take. When you look into the mirror, do not only count the things you wish you could change. Look deeper. Look for the survivor in you, the dreamer in you, the child who once believed in miracles and still lingers in your bones. Look for the fighter who made it through nights you thought would never end. Look for the healer who picked up broken pieces of your heart and carried on. That person, standing there in the reflection, is worthy of the kind of love you give so freely to others. Why deny it to yourself? Love yourself like you deserve to be loved, even when the world points to your imperfections. Do not measure your beauty by their limited gaze. Do not measure your success by their fleeting applause. Do not measure your worth by the attention that comes and goes like the tide. You are not the tide, you are the ocean, vast, deep, uncontainable. There will be days when you feel small, when you feel invisible, when your own voice trembles in the presence of louder ones. In those moments, remember that the stars do not compete with the sun. They shine when their time comes, and so will you. When life breaks you open, when betrayal knocks on your door, when loneliness wraps around you like a heavy blanket, do not abandon yourself. Hold your own hand, speak your own name with reverence. Sing your own song until your spirit remembers the melody. You see, self-love is not selfish. It is the seed from which all other love grows. Without it, you seek scraps at tables where you were meant to feast. Without it, you hand over your soul to anyone who pretends to care. Without it, you silence your truth to keep peace that was never yours to keep. But with it, with self-love, you rise differently. You walk differently. You speak with a power that comes not from arrogance but from knowing who you are. You forgive not because you are weak but because you refuse to let bitterness chain you down. You let go not because you do not care, because you care too much about your own spirit to let it be strangled. Love yourself like you deserve to be loved, because when you do, you teach others how to treat you. You set the boundaries that guard your peace. You attract people who see your worth not because they grant it, but because they recognize what you already know. There is a rhythm to life, and in that rhythm love is the beat. When you fall out of rhythm with yourself, nothing feels right. But when you return to that love, when you return to honoring your own existence, everything aligns. Your body feels lighter. Your spirit feels freer. Even the hard days become stepping stones rather than stumbling blocks. Do not rush yourself. Growth is not a race. Healing is not a contest. You do not need to compare your chapter 2 with someone else's chapter 20. You do not need to carry every weight just to prove your strength. Strength is not in how much you can endure, but in how gently you can care for yourself while enduring. Love yourself like you deserve to be loved when you succeed and when you fail. Celebrate your victories no matter how small. Applaud yourself when you rise from the bed on mornings heavy with sorrow. Praise yourself for the progress no one else can see. Whisper thank you to your body which has carried you through storms. Whisper thank you to your heart which has dared to beat again after breaking. Whisper thank you to your spirit which refuses to give up even when the night seems endless. Do not wait for permission to rest. Do not wait for approval to shine. Do not wait for the world to see you before you see yourself. Your worth does not depend on their recognition. It is already written in your very being. The world will change when you do. The way you carry yourself, the way you speak about yourself, the way you allow or deny access to your soul, it shifts the energy around you. People will learn from you. They will learn that you are not a doormat but a door, strong, purposeful, leading to something sacred. They will learn that you are not fragile glass but diamond cut, refined, unbreakable under pressure. They will learn that you are not a shadow but light, burning bright even when the night tries to swallow you. And yet, let me remind you, self-love does not mean perfection. It does not mean you will never feel doubt again. It does not mean you will never stumble again. It does not mean you will always like what you see in the mirror. It means you choose again and again to come back to love, to forgive yourself, to nurture yourself, to hold space for your own humanity. Because, my dear, you are both masterpiece and work in progress. You are both a symphony and a note still being written. You are both the flame and the spark, and all of it deserves love. So when you feel like giving up, when you feel like no one understands, when you feel like love is far away, return to yourself. Place your hand on your chest. Feel your heart beating. That is love. That is proof that you are alive, that you matter, that you deserve kindness, compassion, tenderness. Speak to yourself softly, I am enough, I am worthy, I deserve love. And keep saying it until your soul believes it. And when the day feels heavy, when the weight of yesterday still lingers on your shoulders, remind yourself that you have carried yourself this far. Remind yourself that you have already survived storms that tried to drown you, nights that tried to silence you, seasons that tried to break you. There is no shame in being tired, but there is glory in rising again. Rising is not always loud. Sometimes it is simply the act of breathing in the quiet and saying, I am still here. Love yourself like you deserve to be loved when no one else claps for you. Love yourself when your achievements are overlooked, when your sacrifices are unnoticed, when your kindness is taken for granted. Love yourself in the silence of your room when doubt whispers lies and no one is there to argue on your behalf. Be the voice that interrupts the lie. Be the comfort that steadies your heart. Be the hand that wipes your own tears. There will be times when you crave love from others so badly that you are tempted to shrink yourself, to mold yourself into what they want, to accept less than what you need. But remember, when you betray yourself for the sake of acceptance, you abandon the one person who must never be abandoned, and that is you. Do not abandon yourself. Not for approval, not for comfort, not for belonging. The love you deserve will never ask you to erase yourself to be worthy of it. The love you deserve will not fear your fire, will not shame your scars, will not silence your truth. And the first place you must find that kind of love is within your own heart. Love yourself like you deserve to be loved when you succeed beyond expectation. Celebrate without guilt. Do not shrink your joy to make others comfortable. Do not apologize for the blessings that bloom in your life. You watered those seeds with your sweat, with your prayers, with your resilience. You do not need permission to rejoice. Love yourself when the path feels unclear. You do not have to have all the answers today. You do not have to know the ending of the story while you are still writing the beginning. You do not have to rush your way through lessons that were meant to unfold slowly. Trust yourself enough to walk step by step, knowing that even when you stumble, you are still moving forward. There will be days when loneliness wraps itself around you like a cold blanket. You will feel the ache of empty rooms, the silence of unanswered calls, the absence of someone to lean on. But even in those moments, you are not truly alone. You carry within you generations of resilience. You carry the laughter of your younger self, the dreams of your future self, the prayers of those who came before you. Hold yourself close in those moments. Speak your name with tenderness. Rock your own soul to sleep. Self-love is not about ignoring your pain. It is about facing it with compassion. It is about saying, I see you, I hear you, and I will not abandon you. It is about allowing yourself to cry when the tears come, but also reminding yourself that joy will return. It is about forgiving yourself for the mistakes you made when you did not yet know better. It is about extending to yourself the same grace you would extend to a child learning how to walk. Love yourself like you deserve to be loved when you stand in a crowd and feel unseen. Do not mistake invisibility for worthlessness. Sometimes the brightest light is overlooked because eyes are too busy chasing illusions. You are not here to be everyone's favorite. You are here to be true to yourself, and the right eyes will see you. The right hearts will know you. But until then, you must see yourself. Speak kindly to yourself. Words shape worlds. If you constantly tell yourself you are not enough, you will live as though it is true. But if you speak to yourself with love, if you affirm your worth, if you declare your strength, you will begin to walk in the truth of it. Your words can heal or harm. Choose healing. Choose love. Love is not always grand gestures. Sometimes it is in the small things, the way you allow yourself rest, the way you nourish your body, the way you set boundaries, the way you give yourself permission to dream. Sometimes love is choosing not to answer the call that drains you. Sometimes love is taking yourself on a walk just to breathe fresh air. Sometimes love is saying no, not because you do not care, but because you care about yourself enough to honor your limits. There will be voices that call you selfish. There will be voices that tell you to put everyone else first, to give until you are empty, to sacrifice until there is nothing left. But listen closely, those voices are not the voice of love. True love does not demand that you destroy yourself for the sake of others. True love flows from a full heart, not a broken one. Love yourself like you deserve to be loved when you are tempted to give up on your dreams. The world may say you are too late, too old, too young, too inexperienced. But love whispers, try anyway. Love reminds you that every oak tree began as a small seed. Love reminds you that every river began as a drop of water. Love reminds you that greatness is not in rushing but in persistence. Do not abandon the visions planted in your soul. Nurture them with love and they will grow. When you stumble, and you will, do not call yourself a failure. Call yourself a learner. Every stumble teaches balance. Every mistake teaches wisdom. Every fall teaches courage. The ground you hit today becomes the soil for your rising tomorrow. Love yourself like you deserve to be loved when you feel different. You were not born to blend in. You were born to bring a sound, a rhythm, a light that only you can bring. Do not dull your colors to fit into boxes that were never built for you. Shine boldly even if it makes others squint. Shine anyway. The love you deserve is honest. Be honest with yourself. Admit when you are hurting. Admit when you need rest. Admit when you are afraid. Honesty is the foundation of love. You cannot truly love yourself if you are hiding from your own truth. Stand before yourself without masks. Say, this is who I am, and even here I am worthy. Let your love be patient. Healing takes time. Transformation takes time. Do not rush the process. Do not demand perfection from yourself. Do not compare your journey with anyone else's. Flowers bloom in their own season. Stars shine in their own time. You are no different. Love yourself like you deserve to be loved, in the morning when hope feels far away, in the afternoon when the weight of life bears down on you, in the night when fears grow loud. Love yourself through every hour. Love yourself in every season. Love yourself not because you are flawless, but because you are human, and being human is enough. And if the world ever tries to convince you otherwise, if voices rise up to tear you down, if circumstances try to shake your foundation, return to the truth. Return to the stillness inside you. Return to the heartbeat that has carried you through every storm. Return to love, because the love you deserve has always been within you. So I say to you, walk tall in your own skin. Do not wait for the world to hand you permission slips for joy, for freedom, for peace. Claim them for yourself. Love yourself like you deserve to be loved, fiercely, fully, without apology. Because when you do, you do not just change your life, you change the lives of everyone who dares to witness your light. Let the world see what it looks like when a soul finally decides to stand in its own worth. And may you never again forget that the greatest love story you will ever live is the one you write with yourself.